Welcome back everyone, my name is Lee from Lee's Kitchens. Today we're making an Indonesian chicken noodle soup called Soto Ayam. So this recipe I got from Marianne's Kitchen. It is a very breezy day today and I think autumn has just settled in here in Victoria, Australia. So I thought a nice warm soup for dinner, and this soup came to my mind. It has turmeric, it's got ginger, it's got garlic. All of those have really good health properties as well, so they're all really good for inflammation as well. So I'm going to show you how to make it. So firstly I'm going to make the spice paste. So I have a mortar and pestle here and I'm going to do it into that. But if you don't have a mortar and pestle, you could also just use a mini blender as well. So firstly we're going to slice up the lemongrass. So with the lemongrass, the first part of lemongrass is only usable and the rest of it really isn't. So what I do is I keep the rest of it in the freezer, and this goes beautiful for put into broths and everything to give it extra flavor. So I'll be using the rest of this to flavor the actual broth. And when you use something dense to actually bash this up a bit, so put my mortar and pestle here, I'll just use that rather than my knife. And it just makes it a bit easier to actually slice up. And all I'm going to do is just slice this up as finely as I can. This can go into the mortar and pestle. Then I've got some cloves of garlic here. These are a little bit small, so I've used a couple of extras. Alright, and those can go into the mortar and pestle as well. So this is fresh turmeric. I actually managed to get it from one of the greengrocers in my area. It's usually not available in supermarkets, but I was able to get it. So all we're going to do is just slice this up. Make sure you wash everything that you touch, because this will stain everything. Now I have mine in the freezer, so it's a little bit easier. I'm not going to have juices going through everywhere as much into the mortar and pestle. Then I've got a 3cm piece of ginger, and I'm just going to slice this up as well. This has been in my freezer as well, so I just cut it up really finely. Ginger, turmeric, the lemongrass freezes beautifully. So if you ever see it reduce to clear, or you need to get some and you're afraid it's going to go out of date, it freezes beautifully. Put it into your freezer and you can just grate it straight away. Alright, and then I'm going to add a teaspoon of ground cumin. And the recipe asks for 3 teaspoons of ground coriander. I only had 1 teaspoon, so I'm going to put that in. But something else I also had in my freezer, I had the stalk of my coriander or cilantro. And this is full of flavor. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to give it a good slice up. This has already been washed. And that'll give a similar flavour to that. And then the recipe asks for 6 small Asian shallots. I don't have shallots. I don't even have normal shallots. So I'm just going to put in a half a piece of red onion. Alright, now the fun starts when we bash the crap out of this. If you've had a bad day today, this is perfect. Take all your anger out on this mortar and pestle. Alright, so the spice mix is done. I have added a couple of tablespoons of water to this just to help it all combine together. Look how yellow that is. This is going to be such a flavor boost, and that turmeric is so good for you. So for the next step, now we're going to fry off our chicken. So I am using these chicken drumsticks today. I've had them in my freezer for a while. I want to get rid of them, so I'm going to use them today. You could also use a whole chicken. You could just use chicken breast if you wanted to, but I find anything on the bone is going to put a lot of flavor into your broth. So now I've got a pot heating on high. I'm going to add just a little bit of oil. We're going to let that heat up, and then we're going to fry off our drumsticks before we add everything else to the broth. Let's add some colour on the chicken, then we're going to add our water. It's a bit quieter now. And I've also got some chicken broth in my fridge, so I decided I'm going to put this in as well. This is from when I just poached some chicken. Get a little bit of chicken in that, that'll be more than fine. And I'm just going to top this right up with some water, like so. Then to infuse this, I'm going to add some tapioca lime leaves. So I've had these in the freezer for like ages. Just give them a good little scrunch, break them up a little bit so they'll diffuse into the water. They keep really good in the freezer. All the lemongrass scraps from earlier, I said that I keep in the freezer, in they go. We're going to be straining this so we don't have to worry too much. Then we're meant to be adding some shallots into this. I don't have any shallots, so I've got a quarter of a red onion here. So I'm just going to add that in as well. And then also I've got the green parts of the spring onion, so I thought stuff it. I'm just going to add that as well. That adds so much flavour as well. Almost forgot to add something as well. A 3 centimetre piece of ginger that's just been sliced up. Now I'm going to put the lid on. I'm going to bring it to a boil. And then reduce it to a simmer once it comes to a boil. And we're going to simmer it for about 45 minutes to an hour. So now this has been stewing away for about 45 minutes. Now I'm going to remove the chicken. Now it did look like a lot of chicken when I put it in, but keep in mind we're going to take all this off the bone, so there probably isn't going to be as much as you think there is. And now we're going to strain the broth. Now we're just going to add just a little bit more oil to our pan. And then we're going to grab our paste. That was already smelling so good. And now we're just going to cook it out just for a couple of minutes, just let all those flavours all come out. And then we're going to add our broth and coconut cream. Now we're going to add the broth back in. Make sure you scrape down the bottom of the pot, just make sure you get all of that fragrance off the bottom. So now I'm going to add a can of coconut cream. The recipe states coconut milk, but I keep coconut cream in my pantry because it's very cost effective, so I'm just going to use this today. I've also deboned the chicken and I've just run a knife through it. And we're just going to add that as well. So at this time we haven't actually added any salt, so I'm going to add some salt now. It's a soup, so you're going to probably want quite a bit. And then we're going to add some lime juice. I don't have any The actual wines, I'm just using lime juice from the bottle. Let's give that a stir and then we're going to try it out. And in my opinion, a bit more lime juice. And some more salt. Alright, so we're ready to serve it up now. So today I'll be serving mine with some konjac noodles. So I have these Chang's low-cal ones, and they're extremely low carb, so that's what I use as my noodle substitute. So I've got my noodles in here. Then we're going to add some of this beautiful broth, including that chicken. And then we're going to put some spring onions on top. And you can simply just have that as is, or you can add just a little bit chili. I like it just a little hint of heat in it. So add some chili on top. And that's how we make Indonesian chicken noodle soup, or also called Soto Ayam. Let's try it out. So let's give it a go. This is the second time I've made this and I absolutely love this. So good, and the whole family could actually really enjoy that as well. It's not just for the adults as well. So if you like this video, don't forget to give it a good old like. If you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye.